back to Star's channel. I hope today's good, but better watching this video. Today I'll be showing you how to make a DIY puppet with paper. For this DIY, you need no foam paper or any cardboard, and this is super easy. I did also make another puppet version, but this one's going to be a lot quicker and easier to make. So Fidget toys have been trending recently, so I've been trying to post more of them. So if you want more, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications to be notified whenever I post a new video. Without any further ado, let's get started. Today we're going to make a heart puppet, but you can choose any shape you want. So the first thing we're going to do to make our heart puppet is to draw out a heart shape on a paper plate. So normally one side of the paper is really glossy and the other one's quite hard, and it should be able to draw on it. So we're going to choose that side, and it should feel like paper. And then you're just going to draw a heart shape on it. This doesn't have to be perfect. You can also draw around any heart-shaped objects you have. This is completely your choice. So this is my heart. You can always change it when you cut it later. So then we're just going to cut this out. You want to make sure the heart is bigger than your puppet you're going to make, because it has to fit inside. You want to be careful while you're cutting this out, because number one, you can hurt yourself with scissors, so if you want, ask an adult to help. And then number two, if you cut this even a little bit smaller than you want to, you can't fit your puppet in and you have to do it all over again. Now you can just throw this away, or you can add extra decorations if you want with this, but I'm not going to use this today. And then you can always fix this up in places you don't like. Now we're going to get a round object to draw around. I'm going to make mine quite big today, although last time I made it quite small. I'm just going to draw around this. If you want, you can fold this in half, and today I'm going to make them different colours on both sides. So if you're going to make it different colours, you need 4, because you don't want the colours to leak through. So you're going to colour on 2 separate pieces, and you're just going to draw around. You can make it however thick you want. I'm going to make it only a little bit thick because it's easier to pop then. I do recommend drawing around it in pencil, but pen is fine. If you use pencil, it'll just be easier, because if you made a mistake, you can just rub it out. Now we're just going to cut both of these circles out, but you have to make sure to cut the back piece as well, even though there's no lines on it, or you only end up with 2 pieces. So these are the 2 circles for the first one done. We're just going to cut out the other 2 for the circles as well. And when you're cutting them out, if you accidentally cut it like this, you just want to line them up correctly, or else this won't work. And you're going to be ending up with 2 different sized papers. And these are the parts for the other circle done. If you've done it a little bit wrong, don't worry, because you can always fix it up. So now we're just going to colour one of either of these 2. So you're going to pick one from these 2 circles, and then you're going to put these 2 to the side, because you're going to glue them on top afterwards. You don't even have to do these 2 extra circles. I just did it because it'd be a little better to push on, but that's optional. So you're going to pick 2 colours. Pick your favourite 2 colours. Today I'm going to be doing purple and pink. I'm just going to colour each of them different colours. You want to try and be quite neat with your colouring, and maybe put something down behind, because sometimes these do go through the page. Another tip, you might want to colour in the same direction, because it'll just look a lot neater, and try and avoid going over the colours you've already coloured on, because it will make darker spots and will look weird. So this is the first one all coloured, and I've chosen pink, and then now it's time to move on to the purple one. I do recommend felt tip pens, but crayons, colouring pencils, anything works as long as you can see the colour. So these 2 are the finished puppet circles, and we're just going to glue the other 2 we did onto here. If you didn't do the other 2, then you can skip this step. We're just going to put a bit of glue on here and stick it on. Do the same for the other one as well. You can use any type of glue you want. I'm just using a glue stick because it's the easiest one to do, and it's quite quick as well. You can always trim the edges after you stick it on if it doesn't quite line up. Try and be as precise as possible to make it look neater. Just going to stick it on, hold it for about 1 to 2 seconds. You can also tape it, but gluing just works easier. Then we're just going to glue these two together on here to make one giant puppet. Once you did this, you want to tape it over. This step is optional, but it helps it stay a lot firmer, and when you push it, it doesn't crinkle as much. Use clear tape because it just looks better because you can actually see through it to the other colour. And then you're just going to put some on top. Flatten it down afterwards and try and make sure that there are no creases in it because it will feel a lot smoother and better to play with. A little tip is to go always a little bigger than you actually need it because you can always cut it off at the end, but if you stick two on one row it will look a little weird, but it's fine if you do that. I do recommend sticking all of it to the table or whatever surface you're using, and then you can just peel it off. It'll be really easy. Don't cut these off yet. We can do these all afterwards. You're just going to do the same on the other side as well. And we have now finished taping it, so we're just going to cut out the excess tape. Please don't fold these over because it will actually separate when you do it, and it'll just be a little bumpy on the edges and it won't look nice. When you're doing this, try not to cut out any of the paper because it will change the shape that you wanted. This is our puppet that we've got so far. We've nearly done. The last step is to cut this in the middle, so you can mark out the middle with a pen or a pencil if you want. So it should be roughly about here. It doesn't have to be precise. I'm just going to cut it into the middle. You don't want to go more than the middle or look weird. I'm just going to make it into a cone shape. So I'm just going to pull these edges towards each other and it should look like this. You can choose how high you want it to be. If it's like really high, it hurts to push it down because it'll be really pointy, but if it's not that wide, it'll just be boring because you can't really pop it at all. So you want to go about medium shape. You can also bring in the background we did, and you can just experiment because this won't fit on here, and then we're just going to make it a tiny bit smaller, and that would fit on here. So experiment and just do what suits you best, and you can just tape it. And remember to choose what colour you want to be on top, because if I did it this side, the main colour would be purple, but I want it to be pink, so you're just going to do it on the other side. And then if there are any pieces sticking out here, just cut it at the end down here, so you make it a perfect circle. Now we're going to put this puppet on our background. I'm just going to trace it with a pencil or a pen. Just try and do it faintly because you don't want to see this later. So we're going to do a tiny bit smaller than this. So just sketch out a tiny bit smaller. And then make sure you can always do it bigger. You can't do it any smaller. So if you did it too big, then you have to do it all over again. So I'm just going to draw about 2 centimeters smaller. I'm just going to make a hole in it. So you can use blue tack underneath, or you can fold this and then cut it. But whatever you do, make sure to be careful because this is quite hard. Once you made a small slit in it, you can go ahead and cut it out. Keep in within the circle we just did, the smaller one, because we can always make it bigger if it's too small. Now I want to put this in, and if it's too small like it is, just make it a little bit bigger and cut in 1 centimeter more. And make sure you don't cut it too big or the puppet's going to go inside and it won't look good, and you can't actually tape it down because it will be too far in. This is the perfect shape because the puppet goes in perfectly without seeing any of the hole in it. So we're just going to tape down the sides to it. You can use clear tape again. use small pieces but use quite a lot of tape so it's quite secure. And if you're on the edge like me, just push it over to the other side. It won't really affect it. You want to make sure you've taped all of the sides, or one side's just going to go up when you pop it and it's just going to break. Now this is the last step you have to do. You have to pop it down to the other side and then tape the other slit on the end. You could have done this before, but I prefer to do it now because it's quite a small step and it doesn't really require that much work, so you can just do it at the end like this. It should be a little bit stiff at first, but then eventually it will get better. So when you pop it, it's pink. On the other side, it's purple. It's literally so cute. And I haven't seen any poppets at the store that do this. So I've decided to add a few extra hearts around here. But then I couldn't actually do it over tape, which is a bit annoying. But it still looks super cute. I can't do it on the other side because it's a bit like plastic. So I've only did it on this side. You can add whatever decorations or pictures you want. Hearts just look the cutest for me. And I've decided to make it match like this. And the sound is literally amazing. And this is literally so cute, and I've never actually seen any poppets at the store that have two different colours on the other side. So this is actually unique, and you can personalise this and make it however different you like. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more amazing Fidget Toys videos. And once you subscribe, turn on your post notification bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. And I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!